Hi there everyone, it's Braden here for GSHelper.com, and today in this video tutorial I'm going to show you how to tell which number out of a string of numbers is the largest number or which number is the smallest number. And the way I'm going to be showing you how to do this, you might be surprised the way I do this. Now you might be thinking I need to create rules and maybe hook up these numbers inside the rules and use the conditions to be able to distinguish which number is the smallest or which number is the largest, but there's no need for that. I'm going to show you a nice, easy, and simple way to tell which number is the largest or which number is the smallest. Now I can see this being very helpful if you want to create maybe a custom local leaderboard in your game. If it's pass and play, maybe you're playing with family members or friends and it's a time-based game and you're trying to beat the game in the least amount of time. And so after the game is done, you want to compare all of the players' scores to place them in the correct positions on the leaderboard. This might help you with that. So let's go ahead and dive in. I'm going to go into the tables and I'm going to create a new table and I'm going to call it values. I'm going to open it up and I'm going to create 5 columns. Feel free to follow along with this. You can create this as I'm doing the video, pause it if necessary. But I'm also going to be putting a link down in the description with a link to our site so that way you can download a free project file that will complement this video. It's not going to be exactly what I'm building here, but it will show you how to do the functions here that I'm going to be showing you. So I've created 5 columns and I'm going to change each of them to an integer value. We're going to give each column a value. So let's go ahead and I'm going to just give them a random value. Let's give the first one 21, the second one 5, the third one 45, fourth one 101, and the fifth one 100. And those are just random values. It does not matter what values you put in here. So I'm going to click home, and instead of the iPhone landscape, which is the default, I changed this to iPad landscape so it gives us more room to work on. It's not required, but I just thought I'd let you know. I'm going to go into the initial scene, and I'm going to create a new actor, and I'm going to call this display. And I'm going to double click to edit, and I'm going to go ahead and just scroll down and find the display text. Now, I'm just doing this for the sake of the video. You can use a change attribute if you want to use that to tell which number is the largest or smallest. That's totally possible, but for the sake of simplicity, and for this demo, I'm just going to use display text. So I'm going to open up the expression editor by clicking the E. And now I'm going to click the function button, and I'm going to look for the max function. Now you might have used this before in your games, that's very possible. And you see there's an X and Y. Those are just values that you can hook up and plug into the function, and it'll give you the largest number of those two. But you can actually hook up more than 2 values inside of this function. So let's go ahead and do that. This is what makes this very simple. So I'm going to hook up a table cell value into here, and for table I'm going to plug in values. There's only one row, column 1, and I'm going to just copy this all the way to the first T. And then I'm going to put a comma after the close bracket there, and I'm going to paste. Now you'll notice that it put a space between the T and the comma here, so I'm going to delete that so the T is directly after the comma. Make sure there's no space. And instead of row 1, column 1, we're going to change this to row 1, column 2. Copy, comma, paste. Row 1, column 3, comma, copy, paste. Row 4, comma, copy, paste. And then change that to column 5 and make sure to add an extra close parentheses there. I'm going to go back and make sure I have the same amount of opening and close parentheses. So there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And how many closed do I have? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Maybe I miscounted. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So yeah, we have 6 and 6. Just make sure you have 6 and 6. So I've hooked up 5 into this function, you can put 6, you can put 10, you can put 50, it doesn't matter, and it doesn't have to be table cell values. It could be an attribute, it could be self attribute, it doesn't matter. So I'm going to click the green check mark to enter the expression into the behavior, and I'm going to change the color to black. I'm going to drag the display actor onto the scene and press preview. So it looks like the highest number in this string of letters, not letters, numbers, is 101. So if we go back, you'll see that it is 101, and it's in column 4. If we change 101 over to column 1 and change this to maybe 56, it'll still be 101, so it doesn't matter which column it comes out of. It's just going to pick the greatest number and display that. So if we change this to 1,000, it's going to display 1,000. So that's really cool. Now if you wanted to display the lowest or smallest number out of that string, you would simply delete the word max and type in min for minimum. Or you could just delete the entire function and redo it with the min function, but it just works if you delete and then type it out as well. So it looks like 5 is the smallest number, and so it is. It is 5 in column 2. So like I said, this would be really helpful if you wanted to find the least amount of time it took to complete a level or complete a game, and then you could display them in the correct order here. If you wanted to create a local leaderboard or something like that. You could also use this to find maybe the lowest empty value. If you were creating maybe something where you input a number or a letter or something and it writes it here and here. If you wanted to find the lowest empty spot, you could do that as well, but I won't go into that. But I hope you guys have enjoyed this video. I hope it's been insightful. Let me know what you think about it in the comments. Head on over to GSHelper.com for more awesome video tutorials and demos. Thanks guys, we'll see you in the next video.